welcome to my channel and thank you for watching again. If you haven't watched my last two videos, then go and watch them. If you haven't read the title already, today I'm going to be talking about insecurities and confidence. I'm going to talk about my experiences, how I gained more confidence and overcame my insecurities, and tips on what you can do, because I know that most young girls, they will go through this at some point in their life. They'll love themselves, they won't think they're ugly, they're fat, and they just won't see themselves as a pretty girl. Well, it started in school. I was bullied for quite a while because of skin colour. I was called names because I was black and dark, and I went to a school where it was mainly white children and mixed race children, and I was usually the only black one that I could see. But I didn't think anything of it. I was like, well, these people have different coloured skin to me, but who cares? But everybody else around me there would call me animal names because I was black and things like that, and it got to the point where I had enough. Sometimes I just wouldn't go to school, or I'd say, oh, I'm too sick to go to school because I didn't want to deal with that today. And it wasn't a good situation for me to be in. Moving on into high school, it stopped completely. So when you get to around 16, 17, 18, usually those things will stop, but there'll always be an element of it there, because there's always going to be somebody around who's going to try and make you feel shit, basically. Excuse my French. But there will always be somebody there to comment on something that you're doing, that you're wearing, what you look like, and things like that. So it's always going to be there. It's just a matter of you being able to handle it and deal with it in your own way. So when I got to college, around 17, 18, I was fine within myself. I always had that element there of feeling like, she's prettier than me. Does that make me ugly? Or he said that I'm ugly. Am I actually ugly? And then I always used to think that maybe if I was lighter, a lighter skin shade, that I'd be prettier. Usually the mixed race girls that I've encountered with, they have been the ones who are calling me ugly and things like that. But that didn't make me think, oh, I don't like that colour of people because they've said that to me. It was usually always about me, not about what that person was saying. So I always used to say, Mom, I wish I was light-skinned. Why are light-skinned people pretty and things like that? And then my mum always used to encourage me to love my colour. That is the one thing that I have learned throughout all of my bullying days, not having confidence and insecurities. The number one thing I have learned is to love your colour. Your colour is a statement of who you are, who you're going to be, and it shows people that you are different, you're diverse, and everybody deserves to be treated equally, no matter what the colour of their skin is. So one of the ways that I would advise young girls to get over their confidence issues, insecurity issues, is to love the skin that you're in. Whether you're mixed race, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, Indian, Chinese, Caucasian, any colour, love what you're in, love your colour. Do not let what somebody else says make you wish that you were another colour, or wish that you were lighter, or wish that you were darker, or that you had a slimmer nose, slimmer lips. I was bullied for having big lips. But then there are people out there who are getting injections to get big lips. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's not so bad. And I always used to think that I needed to change myself in order to be accepted by everybody else that was out there. And then one day it just clicked. I thought to myself, why should I have to go through so much trouble to try and get accepted when I am who I am? If they don't accept me, then that's nothing to do with me. That's just their ignorance to other races in society. So yes, the number one tip that I would give girls for overcoming confidence insecurity is to love the skin that they're in. Number two, the tip that I would give for young girls would be to, this is a tricky one, because there's so many things and so much advice that I could give to young girls, but I'm trying to make it very short. The second tip that I would give young girls who are going through confidence and insecurity issues is to try to ignore what they're saying. I know it sounds like a long shot and that it's impossible to do, but sometimes ignoring them is the best thing to do. I've noticed that if you ignore somebody, they will stop saying and doing what they're doing to affect you, because they're thinking, well, it's not affecting her anymore, so what's the point? I'm gonna go on to somebody else. So try and ignore them as much as possible, because if you retaliate to them, like, stop calling me this or stop saying this or things like that, they'll be like, oh, so it is getting to her, it is upsetting her, so I'm going to keep on doing it. That is exactly what their mindset is like. So yeah, number 2, try and ignore it as much as possible. Number 3 would be to focus on aspects of your life that you enjoy, such as your aspirations and dreams and things like that. Focus on them, because when you think about your dreams and what you're going to be in life, what you want to achieve, you generally get a good feeling. And that's one of the things that I used to do. I am at university at the moment and I'm studying to be a teacher, and that was one of the things that got me through. I used to think about, I can't wait to be a teacher, have my own class, Miss Cato on the classroom door, things like that used to make me happy. So then I would always be studying and make sure I got good grades, and all of this made me happy. People were saying things to me throughout this, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not even listening to you, because I know that I'm going to do great and I'm going to be greater than what you're making me feel like. So yeah, number 3 is to think about all the things that you want to achieve in life and how it's going to benefit you. Number 4, I think that this is a important aspect of overcoming confidence and insecurity issues, is to surround yourself with good energy. Surround yourself with people who have not the same mindset, but they're on the same path as you. They understand what it's like to be a girl and have things like that going on in their life, and someone who you can talk to also. Surrounding yourself with good energy is so important. You will have friends in your life that you think are your friends, but really they're trying to find out everything that you want to do in life, and then they will try to bring you down so that you will fail and you won't succeed, you won't reach your dreams due to them being in your life. And sometimes it's hard for you to be able to know what kind of friends are like that, or as you get older into your 20s, you go to university or any kind of whatever you're doing in your life, you will be able to see who those kind of people are. And I started to realise who those people were quite soon, before I even started college. So this was nearly 3 years ago. So it's a matter of finding out who is on your side, who is going to support you, and who is going to bring you down. That is another thing that really got to me, as the people that I thought were my friends, my closest friends, they let me down. They would say things, they would do things, they'd bring me down in every aspect that I was doing. They would tell me, you're not going to be a teacher, you're too rough. You're not going to be a teacher, you're too loud. Yes, I am loud, but sometimes I know when to turn it down. But I didn't let that get me down, or think that, oh, I need to stop chasing my dreams because they've said that I'm not going to make it and things like that. I'd never let that slide. I just take it on the chin and I'd be like, okay then, that's what you think, that's fine. And it made me want to prove to them even more that I am going to be great, I am going to reach my dreams. And at this point in my life, I am nearly halfway there to getting my dreams, getting my degree and going into the career that I love. So that is one of the things that I would very, very much suggest that people do, is focus on the people that they are surrounding themselves with. If you're surrounding yourself with people who have a dark cloud over their head, they're always miserable, they're always talking about other people in a negative way, you know, those are the kind of people that you need to stay away from, because their dark cloud is going to transfer over to your head, and then you're going to get miserable and start giving up on things that you once were so passionate about. So focus on the energy that you're surrounding yourself with. And the last tip that I would give to girls who are going through confidence issues, insecurity issues, will be to, it's kind of like just making sure that you are doing what you need to do for you. There are people who will be around you and they were telling you, oh, you need to do this in order to get there. You need to do this in order to be accepted in life or in anything that you're doing. No. Make sure that what you're doing is because you want to do it, not because somebody else is saying that you need to do it. And the people that did that for me were mainly family members. They would tell me, oh, you need to do this, you need to go there, or if you don't do that, you are never going to reach there. And because it was my family, I would really listen to them because I have a lot of respect for my family and we are close ever since I was young. So hearing that from them, it really knocked my confidence, and I started to play up in school and not go to lessons and just like run around and just run riots, and it wasn't a good place for me to be right then. And then one day I just was like, okay, I'm not doing well in these lessons, so I need to book up my ideas and start doing good. So I started to study more, and then at the end I passed all my exams with A's and B's. So I think that bit of knocking my confidence got me down again, but then I picked myself back up again and I achieved what I needed to achieve without listening to what anybody else is saying. There's a difference between listening to negative things that they're saying and taking on advice. If they're giving you advice such as, I think that it'd be a good route for you to take if you did this first and then went on to this, because then it will be easier for you to get onto this. That is the kind of advice that you should listen to. You don't necessarily have to take it on board and do exactly what they say word for word, but that advice is good advice. But on the other hand, if they're saying, oh, you need to do this in order to get there, you're not gonna be a teacher if you don't get an A star plus in English, you'll never be a teacher. That kind of advice, don't follow that advice. You need to research what you need to do, and if you know the grades or anything that you need to achieve in order to get your goal, then you do that. You don't need to follow anybody else, and don't listen to anybody else. What you need to do is love yourself. That is my last and very final tip for overcoming confidence and insecurity issues. Sometimes you will look in the mirror and you will feel ugly. You will feel like, my lips are too big, my nose is too big, my hair is too short, my hair is too thin, my hair is too thick, my arms are too big, my chest is too big, my legs are too big. You will look in the mirror and you will see all of those kind of things. But one day you're going to look in the mirror and you are going to love every single bit about all of those flaws that you keep seeing. You are going to love them one day, and that's what happened to me. I was bullied in school for being black. I was bullied for having a big nose. I was bullied for having a big lips. I was bullied for being a bit bigger than the other girls or anybody else that I was around. I've always been a bigger girl, but then I didn't let that get me down. Sometimes I wouldn't eat for a few days, and then my mum would tell me, you need to eat. She would never put me down and say, listen to them or whatever, or she wouldn't say, go to the gym because they're saying that you're too big. She would always tell me, love yourself. When I used to think that I wanted to be a lighter colour, no, love yourself. You are a dark-skinned black girl, love your colour. And that is what I would suggest every girl do. Love, love, love yourself. If you don't love yourself and you haven't accepted the flaws that you have, such as a big nose, you might have a mole or beauty spot on your face, or you might have a bigger nose, smaller nose, longer nose, big eyes, small eyes, anything at all. If you don't come to accept those flaws within yourself, when other people are saying, oh, you've got big lips, you've got a big nose, then it's going to affect you. But now when people say, oh, you're ugly, you're black, you've got big lips, you've got a big nose, I literally say to myself, and I love them. I love my big nose, I love my big lips. That is just what I have grown to understand about myself, is that nobody is going to ever accept you from head to toe, every flaw. Nobody will. But it's a matter of, do you accept all those flaws from head to toe? And that's what I've learned so far of my 20 years of life, of being able to have enough confidence to speak up for yourself and just say, well, yeah, I have big lips or a big nose, but I love them and they're not affecting me and they're not making me feel down. So keep on saying what you're saying, but it's not affecting me. And being insecure about body issues and weight and things like that, those are the kind of things that I kind of overcome just by loving myself, accepting myself, having talks with my mum about things like this. And it made me realise that it's a good place to be when you've accepted everything about yourself. Whether you know that it's a flaw and it's not very nice, but if you accept that you have it and it's not going away, then nobody can affect you by saying that anymore. And that is the greatest feeling of all, when someone can say something to you now that they used to say to you, and now you are either smiling, you're laughing, you don't care, you're ignoring it because you love it. That is the greatest feeling ever. If someone said to me now, you're black, or you're so dark, or something like that, I would think to myself, and I love being dark. I love the fact that I am a black woman. I love that aspect of me. So that is one of the most important things, second most important thing that I would say that you should do, is to love yourself. Before you think about what people have been saying to you and what they have tried to bring you down about, make sure that you love yourself. If you love yourself, anything that anybody wants to say, that won't affect you anymore. Don't listen to family, whether it's family saying things to you that are negative, putting you down, people in the street, people that you go to school, college, university with. Ignore them, because if you love yourself, they can't hurt you. But if you are still pondering on all those flaws that you have and you haven't accepted them, if someone points that out blatantly, you're going to feel it. It's going to hurt. So I suggest that all young girls out there, all girls that are in their 20s, my age, love yourself. Don't let anybody bring you down. Surround yourself with good energy. Make sure you're doing everything that you want to do for you. We do not let what other girls, boys, men, women say dictate our lives. Women and even men out there, this is not just to girls, but women, this is for men and boys as well. Do not let anybody bring you down and say that you are this, you are that, you are this, so you're never going to be this. Just don't listen to them. I've been through that, and I actually listened to them, and then I started to give up on my dreams, messing around in school, not doing what I was supposed to be doing, and then something clicked and I was like, no, I need to make sure that I've got the foundation in order to progress further on into my education. And people will probably talk about me doing this YouTube channel saying, why is she doing a YouTube channel? She's just a regular girl. Maybe because I love makeup, I love being in front of the camera, and I enjoy it. So whether you want to comment on it or not, it's not going to make me quit YouTube and not doing any videos anymore. So make sure that you guys love yourself, because you are all beautiful in your own way, whether it's on the outside, inside. Everyone has an aspect of them that is beautiful, and one day people will love you for all of those flaws, and if you didn't have those flaws, they probably wouldn't. So love yourself and love your flaws. And that is all for now. If you have any more questions on what I did within my life to overcome certain things, comment below. honestly, I would do a video, definitely, because I love being able to inspire people regarding their confidence, insecurity, or anything going on in their life. So let me know what you think, and thank you for watching. If you haven't watched my last two videos, as I said, go and watch them. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys soon.